What if you could be as fit and healthy as these individuals when you're 80, 90, or 100 years old? What if you could live as long as, or longer than, Jeanne Calment? This will soon be possible for almost everyone thanks to medical breakthroughs called gene therapies. In this video, we'll go over the top 8 gene candidates for gene transfer therapies with the greatest potential to prolong healthy lifespan. In case you don't know, gene transfer therapies are a type of gene therapy that add more copies of a specific gene or genes to your cells. Having more copies of these genes raises levels of the proteins they encode, such as growth factors, hormones, or signaling proteins. Higher levels of these proteins results in many health benefits and extended longevity. Gene Therapy 1. Since you're watching this video, chances are you've heard of Brian Johnson, the multimillionaire who wants to live to 200. To achieve his goal, he's using almost every longevity intervention known. He's in a constant caloric deficit, rigorously measures multiple health and longevity biomarkers, and takes over 100 pills a day. But these interventions are unlikely to radically extend his natural healthy lifespan, so he's rolling the dice on an emerging gene therapy that has been shown to increase muscle growth up to 3 times in mice and strength, both of which are very strong predictors of extended health and longevity. It also reduces inflammation, one of the major drivers of age-associated diseases, and reduces osteoarthritis development and symptoms, which is estimated to affect over 60% of individuals over the age of 55. Fascinatingly, this gene therapy extended maximum lifespan, increased activity and coordination, and improved blood glucose control in mice. Can you guess what it is? It's gene therapy with the FST gene, which makes the follistatin protein. Follistatin plays important roles in controlling inflammation, muscle mass, and disease development and progression. Gene Therapy 2. What if you could have phenomenal health and extreme longevity, but in exchange you would be unattractive and had to live the rest of your life in cold darkness? Would you take that deal? Well, one species, the naked mole rat, apparently did. Naked mole rats have generated a lot of interest to researchers studying aging for their protection from age-related diseases such as metabolic decline, diabetes, and cancer, and their extraordinarily long lifespan, which is over 30 years, the longest of all rodents. Research on these animals suggests that they contain high levels of a particular molecule, which is partially made by a specific gene. Scientists recently showed that introducing this naked mole rat gene into mice caused the mice to be resistant to cancer and increase their lifespans. The transgenic mice also had reduced inflammation in various tissues and improved gut health. The gene is called Has2 and it helps produce high levels of the molecule high molecular mass hyaluronic acid, or HMMHA. While gene therapy with the Has2 gene is not yet available to humans, there's some evidence that we can boost our HMMHA levels by supplementing with hyaluronic acid. Another amazing finding from this study is that it opens the potential for cross-species gene transfer. I'm not talking about humans with wings, tails, or gills, as cool as that would be. I'm talking about the potential to modify our genomes with genes from other long-lived animals to extend our healthy lifespans. Maybe we'll be able to add more tumor suppressor genes, which prevent cancer from developing and spreading, just like whales' genomes have. Or add genes that lower inflammation and repair DNA, which are critical to extending healthy lifespan as seen in naked mole rats. Gene Therapy 3. This next candidate is centered around a pro-longevity gene named after a Greek goddess, who the ancient Greeks believe created the thread of life. And so far, the science shows that the gene has been living up to its name. Not only has gene therapy with this gene been shown to increase lifespan by up to 30% in mice, but it also improved many health markers and cognition in older mice. Injecting the gene product, which is a hormone, also enhanced brain connectivity and improved memory in mice and monkeys. The gene is Klotho, encoding a hormone whose levels naturally decline with aging. If you want to hear more about interventions that slow or reverse aging, make sure to subscribe. Gene Therapy 4. The next gene therapy is likely the most controversial and researched gene therapies for health and longevity. The promise of this gene therapy has already sprouted companies such as Labella Gene Therapeutics and BioViva to open international clinics offering this therapy to humans. BioViva's own CEO reportedly had at least 2 treatments of this therapy, resulting in a self-reported younger biological age. Animal studies have shown that boosting levels of this gene product produces astonishing effects on health and fitness, such as improving insulin sensitivity, osteoporosis, several biomarkers of aging, and extending lifespan. The gene involved is called TERT, which encodes an enzyme called telomerase that plays a major role in maintaining telomeres, which are caps at the ends of our chromosomes that shorten with cell division. Short telomeres are associated with age-related diseases and how fast you age. That is why raising telomerase levels is an attractive strategy to delay aging and diseases. But the story is more complicated since many cancers boost telomerase levels to make themselves immortal. Watch this video to find out more. Gene Therapy 5. We all know that exercise is one of the top 3 fundamental things you can do to extend your lifespan. Turns out, exercise stimulates many molecular changes in our bodies that lead to health and longevity, including raising levels of a protein made by a certain gene. This protein plays many important roles in our cells, including keeping our mitochondria, the cellular powerhouses, healthy. Through these key roles, it keeps the heart, muscle, and liver healthy. It also slows the progression of diseases such as Alzheimer's, fatty liver, and eye diseases. The protein is called CISD2, encoding the CISD2 pro-longevity gene, which is crucial for maintaining proper calcium levels in cells and mitochondria working well. Just like with Klotho, CISD2 protein levels decline as we get older, and lower levels are linked to faster aging and shorter lifespans, which makes it important to find ways to boost CISD2 levels. While there are natural ways to raise CISD2 levels, they're unlikely to bring them back to the levels in our youth. This is why CISD2 gene therapy would be a great option. When scientists boosted CISD2 levels in mice, they saw improvements in many health markers, slower disease progression, and a lifespan extension of up to 20%. Gene Therapy 6. Constant caloric restriction, eating less calories than the amount needed to maintain your current weight, is one of the oldest and reproducible methods to slow aging and extend lifespan. What if you could have the anti-aging benefits of caloric restriction without constantly starving yourselves? Turns out you may be able to. Thank goodness, because who wants to live to 100 being weak and frail? The solution may be to boost levels of a particular hormone that is elevated in response to caloric restriction, low protein diets, and lower consumption of the amino acid methionine. This hormone is central to controlling fat and sugar consumption and processing into energy. Studies have shown that injection of this hormone reduces sugar and alcohol intake and reduces toxicity and inflammation in the liver and pancreas. The hormone is called fibroblast growth factor 21, or FGF21. Remarkably, mice genetically engineered to have higher levels of this hormone live healthier and longer lifespans, by up to 40%. What's more is that the engineered mice ate the same amounts of food as the control mice without getting fat and even improving their blood glucose levels and insulin sensitivity. That's all I needed to hear. Where do I sign up? Gene Therapy 7. We all know that oxygen is essential for life on Earth, but could chronic oxygen deprivation, also known as chronic hypoxia, be a driver of aging? There's some recent evidence suggesting it may. As we age, our blood vessels or vascular system that carries oxygen to every cell in our body deteriorates and starts to malfunction. This is especially apparent for the smallest blood vessels or microvasculature. This is thought to occur at least partially because a specific growth factor has lowered ability to do its job. The deficit in microvasculature leads to less oxygen delivery to tissues, mitochondrial activity, and metabolic efficiency. As a result, Organs such as fat tissues, muscles, bones, and the liver stop working well and start degrading. Fortunately, scientists have shown that boosting levels of this particular growth factor, called vascular endothelial derived growth factor or VEGF, can counteract many of these aging symptoms. As its name implies, the primary role of this growth factor is to form blood vessels and the cells lining blood vessels, called endothelial cells. Scientists found that treating mice with VEGF extended their lifespans and health spans, including making them leaner, more muscular, and resistant to cancers. Gene Therapy 8. Although all of these gene transfer therapies have great potential to extend healthy lifespans, none of their potentials come close to that of epigenetic reprogramming. Epigenetic reprogramming is essentially gene transfer therapy with 4 genes, called Yamanaka factors. Activating these genes reprograms the epigenetic landscape, which are the molecules that regulate which genes are turned on or off. This in turn returns cells to a youthful state, turning them into a type of stem cells. For instance, short bursts of Yamanaka factors with 2 other proteins in human cells reduced their biological age and restored the youthful recovery abilities of human muscle stem cells. Brief application of Yamanaka factors before and during a heart attack lowers damage to heart muscle and improves heart function in mice. And transient application of Yamanaka factors given to old mice, equivalent to over 70-year-old humans, cause them to live healthier and 109% longer than their non-treated peers. These types of results show that engineering our genomes has the greatest potential to drastically extend our health and natural human lifespan. With more research and funding into the optimal genes, timing, dosage, and safety of gene therapies, we should see them become mainstream anti-aging therapeutics in the near future. Watch these videos to learn more about gene therapies as treatments for aging.